Hey Lee, how are ya?
I'm good. How about yourself, Lindsay?
Doing really well. This shelter in place has been interesting, and it's been a long time since I've seen your face. But we've got a lot of clients and realtors out there that are curious to see how your business is going. So, if you can, introduce yourself, your company, and your experience, and if you have any partners.
Okay, well, my name is Lee Blackstone. I'm with Win Home Inspection, which is a national franchise. And I've been in business since February of '04, so that makes it 17 years. I've done over 6,000 inspections, and I've got a very good referral base of fine realtors like Lindsay and some of her folks, and enjoy doing what I'm doing. Um, Business has been off just a little bit in the last, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks. We were having our best first quarter ever, with close to 20% increase over last year, which was a record-breaking year. And so we're just off a tick. We're definitely survivable. I've been around long enough to, of course, see the 2000, 2007, 2008 crash, and that was tough. And we came through that and ended up being much stronger afterwards because the more the independent home inspectors, they had to go find a job or something where we had a big enough referral business clientele built up that we weathered the storm. Okay, so I'm sure that's what's going to happen this time as well. Business has been very good, like I say, up until a couple of weeks ago. In fact, 2 years I brought on my son as a partner, and he has brought a different dynamic to the business. Of course, he's younger than I am, and he has developed his own referral base of, I can't imagine, but people younger than me. Can you imagine that?
That's
So
great.
anyway, so he's been a real good addition to the company, and he's eventually going to be taking it over. So he's also expanded the services that we offer. Okay, we of course do home inspections. We can bundle them in with licensed pest inspectors to have the termite inspections done simultaneously. And Lindsay and her team have been one for many years that have had sewer line inspections done, and they have used a licensed plumber to do that. Well, we got the idea that, well, we're not plumbers, but we certainly can look inside of pipes with the correct equipment. So we purchased a sewer line camera, and now Rob is performing sewer line inspections and not charging quite as much as what the plumbers do because we're doing it simultaneously with the home inspections. And it's a very cool process. Well, the process isn't that great, but the end product is it's just a click on our completed inspection report, and you can view the video of the camera going through the sewer pipe. And it sounds gross, but it's very interesting, and we found some definite issues that it will indeed save our clients a lot of money down the road.
That's great. I
And
know we had a buyer that had ordered a plumbing inspection, a sewer inspection onto their inspection report. And when we got a copy of the report in our email and we could actually click the link and see the video, we were blown away. I think that's amazing.
yeah,
And then
well, that
full inspections as well?
yes, we also can do pool and spa inspections. We don't charge but maybe half of what the pool companies do because we are doing a visual non-invasive inspection. We'll run the equipment, we'll see what kind of back pressure we're getting, we'll check for leaks, check the condition of the decking, the plaster, the tile, the plastics, make sure that the drain grates are the non-entrapment style. And then we were also required to talk about the child safety features in every inspection that we do, whether we do the pool or spa or not, what child safety features there are afforded with that particular house if it has a pool or spa.
Gotcha.
There's 9 identified items, and on new construction pools, it's required that 2 of the 9 identifiable items are installed. That's not the case now for resale transactions, but we have to put it in our report as an advisory.
Gotcha. That's great. So what are some additional things on a home inspection that you are checking for?
Well, it's a visual, non-invasive inspection. We check everything from the roof to the foundation, everything in between, including windows, walls, doors. We check all the appliances and report on their function. We also test the air conditioning and heating systems. And there again, it's a non-invasive, but we check to see how the function is, and we make sure that the splits are acceptable, the temperature splits, I should say, and that they're drawing the right amount of electricity to make sure they're not struggling or and that they're working safely. We also check the electrical system. We check all the outlets, switches. We open up the breaker box to make sure that all the connections are correct inside the breaker box and there's no signs of overheating or past things that have been done by do-it-yourselfers or non-licensed electricians that don't know what they're doing, and make sure that things are copacetic inside the electrical panel. We go into the attic space and report on the insulation, the framing, the underside of the roofing. We'll comment on if we have evidence of rodents or not, which is quite common, and report on all of that. If it's a raised foundation, we'll go underneath, check the plumbing, check the foundation, check the framing, check the subfloor, and for any other issues that might happen, like moisture underneath the house.
That's great. I think one of my favorite parts of your inspection reports as well, we bought our house almost 3 years ago, and I still am getting email alerts with recall checks for the appliances that we have in our kitchen.
Right. Okay. That's called a recall check. And as an added service, we document all of the appliances and mechanicals in the house, and we turn those into a database company called Recall Check. And if any of those appliances or mechanicals are on a recall list, you'll be let aware of that and then given not ideas, but instructions on how to get that taken care of. Usually the manufacturers will identify a particular item and defect, and they will have a service person fix that. Because normally, and we're finding them mostly on microwave ovens and dishwashers, and it's usually an electrical issue that can, God forbid, catch fire or whatever. But the companies are real good about getting those repaired and getting that taken care of. So this report you get out, and it's a monthly report that you're going to keep getting. Of course, the number that the consumers are looking for is 0 recalls found, deleted out, and you'll get another report next month, and hopefully it says the same thing. The reason it's a living document is because sometimes recalls come up on items that are, several or more years old. So that's why it's a continuing service. Once the client moves into the house, they can also add their own washer, dryer, refrigerator, or if they change out some of those appliances, there's instructions on how to add that to the database, and you'll get monthly reports on that as well.
Yeah, we bought new appliances and updated all the serial numbers, and it was really easy. So it's definitely very user friendly. Yeah. So
good. Awesome.
Yeah, so I appreciate that you have that feature. So let's talk about the shelter in place and how your inspection practices have changed. Are you going in with gear? Are you doing them without clients, with clients? I know you provide a really good service, and you have made some changes.
We have made some changes. We follow all the latest CDC guidelines. We send out email and advances on once we get the inspection scheduled, and we request that the clients not be there. We request that if it's an occupied house, that the sellers are gone, and that even the listing and the selling agents like yourself, we would rather not have you around either. Just, not only for your protection, but for ours, okay? So on the exterior of the house, we don't have to do too much, protection measures. We have some homemade masks that we wear and just normal service gloves that we'll wear on things like that. But once we enter the house, we have N95 masks. We have of course, the nitrile gloves, and then we'll wear shoe protection as well. And then, of course, we take a couple disinfectant wipes. We hang them on our tool belt, and we're wiping down surfaces before and after we touch them. Okay, because we are touching surfaces to turn on dishwashers, air conditioning, heating, and things like that. And of course, when you get my age, it's hard to bend over without leaning on something. So, looking under sinks and things like that. So we're taking extra precautions to just make sure that when we do touch something, we wipe it off as well.
That's awesome. And then how are you relaying what you've found in your inspections to the buyers? Typically we all meet when you're done and we meet with, the buyer's agent, buyer, and you as the inspector, and we kind of walk the inspection. So how are you reassuring buyers afterwards, and how are you relaying the findings?
What we're doing now is we'll get the report out as soon as we can. And of course, all of our reports have photos of the issues that we find, within reason. I'm not going to take a photo of a dead outlet. It's just going to look like any other outlet, right? But on things where there's obvious defects that we can show people things, we are taking photos. So what I think what has worked out best so far is we wait until we get the report done. We'll download the report to the client, and then we'll do a phone interview page by page as they're reviewing the report, and we're more than happy to talk as long as we need to, and to get the client in tune with what we have. And one thing the reason we want to do that is because the spoken word is much better than just reading something. I mean, we try to be as non-alarming as possible, but sometimes through the written word, it can be alarming, okay, if you don't know what we're talking about. So with a verbal interview, we can put things in perspective, okay? As an example, a broken outlet that has, exposed prongs is very dangerous, okay? I mean, that can shock somebody, especially little kids or whatever that don't know the issues.
Yeah.
It's a very, very easy fix. It's a $3 outlet and very easy to fix. And if you just read about that in a report, it can sound very dangerous, which it is. But there again, we can put it in perspective. It's just a handyman, a 5-minute change out of an energized outlet, and away goes the issue. So yeah, so we're making sure that we can speak with clients after the inspection.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you being with us today and sharing all aspects of your business. Is there anything that you want us to know that I haven't asked already?
Well, I'll just say that with having 2 inspectors available, we're able to accommodate your needs in a pretty fast turnaround. Usually no more than 2 days we can get an inspection scheduled, and our reports are out easily within 24 hours, usually within the same day that we do the inspection. So unless there's some extending circumstances or whatever. So just, be diligent through this trying time, and things are, going to change and are going to remain changed probably for the way we do things. So anyway, I've enjoyed speaking with you, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to call me directly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee.
Okay, Lindsay, good talking with you. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.